At Wheels, Jordan Owen, driver of the Craft Automotive Repair Services 68 Chevrolet Cobalt. I race in Sunset Speedway's Bone Stock Division, and you're watching ONTrack Weekly. Out.
Hello, everybody. MK, back with you tonight. A little bit different looking than last time, for sure. Hope you guys are doing well. Realize I didn't get our topics corrected for this week, but we're trying a different time here on G4S TV. Hope you guys are doing well. As we are counting down the weeks until we are officially green for the 2025 season. We know Flamro just had their general meeting, rules meeting this past Saturday. So we know that pretty much everybody's on their way to getting things sorted out. Thanks, Nate. Appreciate you, buddy. We have a massive roster update to talk about tonight. Something that's really awesome. Thanks to the racing community that's really come out. They've really helped make it improved for this week. It's been a work in progress for sure. I'm just doing a quick checkup to see on the APC Delaware side if they have had a roster update. They typically like to do their updates on Mondays, so we'll see. I know I've had a couple of troubles with the APC website timing out and not working, so they're probably doing some massive work on that side of things. So far, no changes that I see on the Delaware side. They typically do like them in batches where there is roster updates and then it goes quiet and then a massive one comes in right before the start of the season. As of right now, I don't see any update to Delaware. And then unfortunately, APC's website does not appear to be working, which probably means they are doing some massive updates to it at the moment. I'm trying to get some future roster names added and likely schedule stuff and sponsors and all that type of stuff. Repping our boy Chris Lawrence tonight here on the show, and of course repping which side are we on here? Cole Camrath on this side, Andy Camrath on this side. So really excited to have you guys on here tonight. We've got, like I said, a big roster update that's working in progress right now. I actually I saw a name of a new driver that's coming over to Peterborough Speedway, and I just want to make sure that I add them because it's one of those situations where you want to be able to find the driver's name and get them on the list. Kyle Johnson, how you doing, buddy? Nice to see you here tonight. So we'll go through those. We did get some confirmations of thanks to Jess Blair, Paul Trepanier, Brendan Doherty for their massive assistance with this list. What I'm hoping to get is representatives from each division, each track. Will McLean helps me out for Grand Bend, and that helps with just getting the names on this list. Partnerships is what I'm just trying to add on the top. Those are your division sponsors. You know, it, the hope is that it becomes a yearly thing, and we get some interest in building that each week. Um, there's Hi Cheyenne. There's a really good crop of new racers coming in, and I know there's a lot of young racers. You got Tristan Raposo, who um, just posted on social media tonight. I'm just reading up on his 14 years old, and he's putting it out there on social media. As I've said before, I'm not the biggest fan of posting that you're looking for sponsors, but if you're brand new to racing, kind of have to, right? Kyle Johnson says, if everything goes good, might make a plan to go race at some track for opening night. Interesting. Obviously, it was good, might make a plan to go race at some interesting. There, Peterborough was 17th, and so that will definitely be a difference for some people if you're going to go out there and do a run. Sauble Speedway, they're not until a little bit later, but they've got the $1,300 Bone Stock Invitational. So definitely, if you're going to consider that, do it. I think they can use the support, and Sauble definitely wants to continue to build their Epic Raceway Bone Stock division. So we're going to start with our ever expanding list, and I'm going to let out my typical sneeze. Always when I'm recording. It's like it's a part of the show now. But we're going to go with our kind of roster lists based off of everything that we've had conversation-wise. Now, last Friday, we actually brought on SNS Live, we had Colton Everingham, Spencer Riddell, and Chris Lawrence. We got Delaware from Chris Lawrence / really all over the place. He's going to be Flamro as well. Spencer Riddell from Flamro North Speedway, and Colton Everingham typically runs the Daco Superstocks and Sunset Superstocks. So we had a great conversation. This week we've got Cody Cook coming from the Epic Raceway Bone Stock division at Sauble Speedway, Jessica James, Outlaw Midgets, and then we're working on a third and fourth potentially guest for this Friday on SNS Live. So in terms of what we're working on here, this is non-SNS related. This is something that Cam K does strictly just for fun. Honestly, it's become something that I really have fun doing, and it is the expansive roster lists throughout our Ontario racing, and it is going to be it's going to be based on everything that I'm seeing, and it is still really early. I think the numbers for divisions are looking really good in what has been a very uncertain time in the world, really. And now all of a sudden we're having the potential of divisions that are seeing numbers that surpass what we saw last year. Phenomenal. Now, this doesn't mean that we're going to see all these drivers full time. Potential of people that may have registered and then are unable to register. I've already heard of racers that are, they're still on the fence. It is imperative that we support our partners as much as possible this season. especially considering that we don't really know where everything is headed. So right now, look at what we've got, see what we've got, build on what we've got. That's the biggest thing that we can do. Now, I like what Kyle said earlier about going to other tracks. When you have an off week, if you've got the opportunity and you've got the finances to do it, go out there and give yourself a different experience. I mean, racers and meet up people as well. We need to kind of branch out and go to different places. I mean, myself, I'm trying to push it and see what I can do. It isn't going to be the easiest thing to get out there and go to places that I'm not familiar with, but for racers, they definitely need to do that. And Joe, I think potentially you're looking for the stream tomorrow. We don't cover dirt on this one, but hey, good luck to Christie Motorsports. We're going to start off with Sunset Speedway. This one got a huge overhaul thanks to Brendan Doherty for assisting and helping me with this. You know what? If things look the way that they're looking right now, very solid. There'll be some divisions that'll take a little bit of a hit, and the potential of no full-time or not running. All these drivers are not running full-time, but there's names that are being added here that we haven't seen. So that's a plus. There's additions. If we can get a division that, we want to see, we really do want to see more than 10 cars per division. Okay. On a weekly basis. Now, doesn't mean the full-timers are not going to be in plus 10s. Sunset right now, hot rod mini stocks are the divisions that are looking the most stacked in terms of potential car counts. Now, the difference being we don't know full-time bases right now. So just bear that in mind, that there's a likelihood that you will see some of these names, and this goes for all tracks, that may not be there every week. Okay, but these are names that we have some confirmation or some inkling that they will be back and returning either through social media pictures working on their race car, posts saying that they're can't wait for 2025 season. They've made a formal announcement. They've registered or social media from the tracks. So that's where a lot of this comes from. Sam Moore, I can't agree more about running the Sauble for the first time for the Junior Late Rumble Series. I like that they're going to have opportunities. I'm glad Morgan's going to get out there and run and get a different track feel, because it could be very much like Graydon when he got different experiences. Each different tracks became his favorite because he ran differently, or it's different feel, or that's what happens. So we'll take a quick look here. As you can see, I'm just going to minimize myself just a little bit. And this is it. This is on the Canva app right now. Still working on it every day, and as you see, things not looking pretty bad at all. And again, I only have insights of some of the racing community. I'm far from having insights to every racer, far from being known of every racer, but these are at least some that have confirmed or semi-confirmed, or there's been significant conversation that they are going to be back. But again, we all know that things can change. In the past, I know people have said, well, this is rumors and stuff. This is not. This is legit going through social media, getting confirmations from racers that have confirmed through stickers and scuffs that they're racing, and that's allowed it to be a little bit more expansive. So Junior Late Model program right now, I don't expect you're going to be seeing this full-time. Okay, this is not a full-time list. A lot of these names here, I expect they'll be Maya Ford, Caleb McConnell, the Struck brothers. I expect will all be partial seasons. Kane McAllister, I think, is going to be running full time, but that really depends on whether his dad is and the team are available to have him run. Josh Davenport, Ryland Camrath, Ronnie Mason, Morgan Moore, Jackson Baker are the names I think you're going to see on the most regular basis, going for the championship, basically. And I think Ryland Camrath will be the kid that I think makes the biggest jump from last year. But I also think that you have to watch out for Morgan. Josh Davenport will be a favorite, and so will Ronnie Mason. I think you've got a really solid core four group there. Jackson's very young, so he's still got a long way to go before he gets into the comfortable, I guess, age in that division. But hey, if any kid that straps up in these cars at their age is a star. Getting out there is extremely daunting. The juniors haulage bone stock division. We've got Sarah Giannone is returning to this division for the first time in I think a season. She took a year off last year. Austin Janet is planning to be back. Not sure if we're doing full time yet for him. Carly Woolman will be back in her number 14. Mike Balson in the 27. That's a car that he picked up from Jason King last year. Aiden Harper probably will be a championship favorite. I think somebody you're going to have to watch, Ben McPherson. Not full-time, I don't believe. I think he's going to be doing both hot rods and bone stocks on weeks that he's off. You've got Calvin Reeser, somebody else, if he runs the full season, will be a championship favorite. Steve Oakes, Jordan Owen, a championship favorite. And, I'm going to throw Steve Oakes into that as well, actually. I think he's got potential to be up there. Chris Allard would be the one to watch. New car for him this season. But again, will be somebody that could very well get up there. Chris Cunnington is going to be back in the mini stock division. Might not be out there for opening night, but is planning to run. Austin Janet, Bob Finnemore, Randy Butler, Peter Wakeling, Madison Tynecamp. Watch that number 9 car. I think Madison continuing to improve each year. Doug Butler, that car, guys, I'm telling you, might be unstoppable this season. Not sure what the plans are for Doug in terms of schedule, but taking 10 years apart and taking it right down to the bare chassis this season. And it's been 10 years since he done that. And Doug was winning in that car regardless. So now he's taking it right down to the bare frame, and they're working really hard on building that car up. Andrea Lusk, I expect to see her having a bit more of a better season. I mean, she struggled in her first tenure in the mini stocks, but she'll definitely be bouncing back from that. Chandler Boss, Jake Sutcliffe, last year's champion, probably will be somebody you're going to have to watch again. I mean, I feel like that's going to be the standard that we see a lot. Brandon Burnett getting an opportunity. He's going to run the car that Austin Janet had last year. Chris Inglis in the VW. If at least that's the car he's going to run. I know they had 2 cars in that stable, so I'm not sure which one he's going to end up using again. I believe it's still going to be the VW. Wyatt Sutcliffe. Chris Allard has said that he is going to run Mini at some points this year. Coleridge Finnemore is a championship favorite. Blaze Shaw typically runs part-time, not the full season. Cam McGlashan will be a championship favorite, as will, I believe, the next 2. Ryder White and Michael Robinson. Michael with the brand new Napa look to the car this year, and Curtis Burnett in the 98. On the modified side, we're going to see a lot of names coming over from the OMRS, names from Oscar that have announced they're going to be doing some modified racing out at Sunset. I believe AJM's posted on his, it was part of I believe it was on a social media, I believe through Epic Raceware, it was announced that he's also listed as a Sunset modified racer this year. So I know AJ hasn't done a full season. I didn't do one last year, so he might be in line potentially to be a championship favorite if he's running in full time. But we're excited to see AJ out there. Amanda Balson, that's her championship favorite, I would say right now, between her, Wally Wilson, Steve Trindell. You got Josh Grunt's going to be in there, Tyler Liscombe, and Andrew Massey. Both Ben and Josh Grunts coming over as well. Not sure what the schedule is going to be like for them. Hot Rods, Tyler Ecker, Dan Archibald, Tyler Hahn, Gary Pettit, Paul Sr., Dean Jessup, Matt Spry is confirmed, Jake Cutting, Luke Janak, Paul Bogensberger Jr., Josh Berry, Ben McPherson, Tom Walters, Tom Dunn, Corey McAllister, Jason King, and John Gaunt. All names you very well know. I expect we're going to see a couple more hot rod names in there, but I mean, the list of championship potentials here, Tom Walters is probably the number one out there, but you add in solid contenders like Tyler Hahn and Dan Archibald, very much would be challenged this year. You got those new faces coming in, and Corey McAllister coming out for wins. So definitely looking forward to this. And then Paul Sr. actually reached out and said that he's going to be doing super stock as well this year. Picked up a super stock, and adding to that class as well, Connor Maltese, Jacob Booth, and Paul Pepper. Colton Everingham, brand new partner for him. Miles Tyson's coming back to defend the championship. Bailey Jacobs, Cole Burrows, Matt McGrath, Tyler Liscombe, Herb Walters in that number 88. Former Brandon Feeney car, actually, is as well back in the Superstock division. Late models. These haven't really changed since last week. I don't have really a big inkling on who's going to be there, who isn't going to be there. We can probably add Dale Shaw and Eric Dalla Riva. That was mentioned on Race Rivals, that Dale and Eric we're going to do some races out there. And you see Josh Stoddy listed as well. My understanding is he is registered at the track for this season. So we can go ahead and add those names at least as people we can potentially see. Don't know about like full seasons or not. There's still a couple of names to figure out. Johnny Morrison would be one of those in the Superstock division that isn't normally on socials. I don't believe about what's going on. But we got St. Ange Recreation back, JD Coates Superstore back as well at Sunset this year. So things looking very solid wise in the counts, but we still got lots of names that we need to confirm and figure out for 2025. Billy Zardo listed on there. Expected more of an outlaw schedule, but the primary will be at Sunset. Garrett Tiemersma and Ollie Ferguson are both running for Rookie of the Year in the late model division. Now we head over to Full Throttle Motor Speedway, and I want to thank owner Paul Trepanier. He's been sending me updates and names to be added to the roster lists, and we've got, of course, their partnerships, Marshman Engines for the Junior Late Models, Equipment Ontario for the Bone Stocks, Epic Raceware Mini Stocks, Chalmers Fuel Hot Rods, and the Struck Energy Systems Street Stocks out at Varney this season. You see, again, names that pretty much we were the same last week, except we have added Emma Vale to the Junior Late Model division. Confirmation she is back. Add as well Andrew and Jay Vale back to the Thunder Truck division in 2025. We can also add Steve Hubsey as well to the division. One that's looking really good is the Street Stock division with some additions with Rob Wark. Jake Party has been added. Sean Giesenhaus has also been added. So that continues to grow. Hot Rod division, not much in terms of additions since the last time we talked. That's still there. Eden Robson has been added to the Mini Truck division out at Full Throttle Motor Speedway. In the Mini Stock division, we've got some confirmation. Seth and Jared Jeffrey both going to be moving or running in the Mini Stock division. Right now, Brian Wilson, Sr. and Jr., not sure kind of what's going on. They're going to hope to have two hot rods. If they can't get a Mini Stock sold, they're likely going to have that car, and they're going to split both rides. Bone Stock divisions, not really any additional names added since we talked last. Freddie Hancock, Reese Sproul, and Haley Harper have been added to the Bone Stock division. And like I said, there was only one small addition with Emma Vale joining the Junior Late Model, or rejoining the Junior Late Model division 2025. So But again, we're looking at solid numbers for 2025, especially when you're looking at the bone stock division. Very solid. Hot rods continue to grow. Street stocks continue to grow. Thunder trucks looking much, much better in 2025 in terms of their field as well. Mini stocks, I think we could see probably one or two more. Mini trucks seem to look like they take a bit of a dip from last year, but even the junior late model is looking very solid in terms of increasing their counts for this season. Peterborough Speedway, now we've got a little bit of a change here. You see that there is now partnership names at the top. I want to thank Dave Sikma and Jessica Blair for their assistance with this. Battlefield Cat Rental back again as the partner for the Bone Stock, Switch Tire, Mini Stocks, TLC Plumbing, Renegade Trucks, and the Jiffy Lube on Reed Super Stocks with KOD Disposal, late models. I will be honest, guys, I still have a lot of catching up to do with Peterborough Speedway's higher divisions. I can say the lower divisions definitely have been very active in letting me know what's going on there. Some names that have popped up and been added. We got Oliver Gibbons and Will Gibbons confirming that they are going to be out running at Peterborough this season. Great news, adding Oliver and Will to the mini stock division. That's going to be a championship favorite easily. And you're going to add in junior late models Oliver Gibbons. He should be somebody that you could also see running towards the front. As long as he doesn't hit the bumps as hard as he did at the ACC, throw off the car a little bit. Now, bone stock division, again, very solid counts here, looking very, very, very good, and there's still probably more names to come that I'm not aware of. So Grant Bartholomew reached out to me on social media, said to make sure to add him in the B66, and then we just added Tristan Raposo, who posted that he's going to be running in that division. Nick Adamson is also a new name coming to the season. Added John Bates. I believe I had somebody that had mentioned that John was going to be back in 2025. So, again, he's somebody that you typically will see. Aside from that, no real other changes that we're looking at for 2025 there. Many stocks, same field, although it looks like Mike Nelson potentially. I've got him in this list, and the reason is for a comment that he had made on a post about potentially him back in 2025 with the mini stock division. If that's the case, Mike Nelson is somebody you're going to watch for championship favorite. Same with Rob Crick, and of course Tubbs, Chris Tubman will be somebody you've got to watch. Renegade Trucks, I don't know a lot about still on the TLC Plumbing Renegade Trucks, and trying to find more names that potentially could be a part of it. Stacy Switzer, Corey Horn, Kyle Federley are names that we've got as a part of this division for 2025. However, that's it. I'm not aware of any other names that potentially could be there. We know Stephen Beerworth, Murray, Howie Crow. Those are all people that I expect potentially would be back, but no confirmation. I did just see one available, the 29. I'm not going to remember the driver's name right now, but the number 29 truck that is available on social media, on Marketplace. And if you want to go into a division that's, it's a little bit smaller, there's not, 15 to 20 that are racing out each week. You're looking around 7 to 9 on a good night of the Renegade trucks, but there are trucks available. And this is a small division. If you want to get started in something that's a pretty unique division, this would be it. On the Superstock side, not any real changes here either. I think the big question mark for me right now are the Gordons. If the Gordons are back, if Marley Owen is going to be back. Obviously, both those were the big names battling for the championship last year. So that will be the big question mark. And then in the late models, some minor confirmations with Ryan Kimball, Doug Wills, and Jacob Mercer based on social media posts of working on the cars and or confirmations through the track or people that are close to them that have said that yes, they are. And then there's still a lot of names to look into on the late model side, including James Horner, Steve Powell, in terms of who else could be added to this list. Mike Vandersvug. with somebody else. I don't even know if I said it right, but I just like saying it like that. The number 20 from last year. So I don't know. Tyler Junkin, Ember Junkin, even in the mini stocks. So it'd be Aaron Kearns. So there's lots of names still to figure out whether they're going to be back or not. So that's the big question mark. And I'm sure with more time, we're counting down the days until the season starts. It's basically a month and 10 days for Peterborough. They start the 17th, so it's technically like the third week of May instead of the second. So, sorry, instead of the first. So, there's likely going to be more announcements later for Peterborough because their season does start later. If we continue on here, we head over to Delaware Speedway. The Delaware stuff hasn't really changed. There's some additions that were added really in a complete accident. I ended up watching a a race from Delaware Speedway from 2022 and had Jeremy Taggart on it, and I realized that I hadn't heard anything or seen if he was going to be back in the V8 stocks for last year, and then happened to kind of come across his new hot rod for that division, and it's absolutely beautiful. And he basically reached out to me, and we chatted a little bit, and he did confirm that he'll be V8. Not really much more than that. I mean, the reality is it's extremely expensive to race, and they need partnerships, and he's looking on that financial side and how tough it's been. I think he would be the type of guy that would like to do more and do some of the hot rod events, but it's all about keeping that car safe and in one piece, and then the financial side. So unfortunately, just like what a lot of racers have said and why they race and why they can't, it all comes down to the almighty dollar, and the financial components of motorsports is extremely tough, and it doesn't matter what level. It can be bone stock and it can be all the way up to late model. It's tough either way. So that's kind of where we're at for the changes there. In terms of out at Grand Bend, again, not a ton, but thank you to Will McLean, because Will was able to get me a couple of additional names in some of the divisions, and that's Landon Moore and Tyson Fusil in the junior sprint division. In the bone stock, Shane Gibson. With 50 car, we're also confirmed with Chris Lawrence that he'll probably have rotation drivers in there. Mini trucks, we had Acacia Zimic, Quinn Gortz, Caleb Gortz, and Nick Thuss. So those are all confirmed now as well. Those are the additions since the last time that we did go over the roster list. Sauble Speedway. Again, additions galore. Look at the inclusion of the bone stocks this season. They're constantly getting bigger and bigger. You got the junior late models. Caleb McConnell spoke with Brandon, his dad, and he did confirm that they're going to be around at different tracks this year, but Sauble would be one of them. And then additions of Cody and Chase Beckman, Wyatt Sprung out at Sauble as well. In the Epic Race Where Bone Stocks, we've got Sarah Middlehurst, Glenn Schmidt, Justin Stoyanovsky. You have Mark Dennis has been added, Matt McDonald, Jeff Rourke, all added to the Epic Race Where Bone Stock division registrations for this year. Legends, United Eights, and late models. Late models are pretty much the same fellows that we've seen over the past couple of seasons are back again. And then we get to Flamro Speedway, and you'll notice that there's a massive increase in the Canadian Vintage Modifieds, and I want to thank Lisa Barton for that. Lisa was is part of the member of the board there. She's a member of the board and has been a long time affiliated with it. She's actually going to be racing again this year in the bone stock division, the pure stocks at Flamro Speedway. We did make some additions with Chase Rogers, John Cote, and Jake and Wade Watson added to their pure stock division. Bobby Mercer added to the mini stocks along with Tyler Lewis, who has confirmed his efforts full-time. No real changes for the late model division, but we have a major increase, 17 names in the Grindstone Canadian Vintage Modifieds so far. Mike Pod, Ricky Williger, Steve Lyons, Scott Tonelli, TJ Marshall, Jason Keane, Rodney Rutherford, Dale Henwood, rookie for this year, Rob Clark, rookie for this year, Heath Penny returns, Jay Pepin and Maddox Pepin, along with Mark Klotz, Chris Pendlebury, Jordan Ramsbottom, Cam Thompson makes the move over from the Pure Stocks, Dave Evison Sr. and Ty Riopel out of the Pro Challenge. Now we're starting Laird. Laird Raceway had somebody reach out to me and say, hey, can we potentially have our track covered in these? Which absolutely could. I don't know much about it, but thankfully their social media's got at least some additions. They started talking about driver profiles and JP Del Paggio, and their modifieds and factory stock division so far. But that's all I got. That's all I got for you right now out of Laird, Sault Ste. Marie, believe area. In terms of, again, confirmations here, Caden Taylor, we got the confirmation of his number. Same with Lila Sigma and Luke Cuthbertson. No changes with the Ontario Outlaw Super Late models. I need an insider for that because they're very, very quiet. And I have yet to get any assistance there, which is okay. They don't have to. This is just me doing something that I like to do. Same with Can-Am Midgets. Probably could reach out to a couple people and see if we can get some additional names added, but we'll see more in the coming weeks for sure when people start to make confirmations here. Did get a pretty big confirmation from Ontario Legend Car Series that they're welcoming back Trailers Plus. You took me off Street Stock on the new post. Where did you see that? Jake. Did I stick you in the wrong spot? I have you right here, Jake. If it's not on the new one, then that might be because this isn't posted yet. The old list is still up, and that's probably why. In terms of, like I said, the Legend cars, couple of additions, not a ton changing there. Same with Great Lakes Legends. APC series, again, not really any additions. Yeah, buddy, the new list, I don't think I've posted it yet. That's probably why. Just because I had a lot of additions to it this weekend. Same with Superstock, the Dayco Superstocks. The officially Overkill modified division now is set with their brand new logo. I love the look of it. I think it looks really cool. Not much changes everywhere else, though, unfortunately. Everything, I do think I can confirm this one, though. Glenn Morris is in the 77M for the Ontario Modified Racing Series. And I'll give a lot of credit to the Ontario Late Model Association. Very good with their posts. I believe it's Katie McDonald does their social media, and they're very, very good at making sure that they are constantly updating. Now, we've gone through the list of kind of where we're at, but we're not done. I mean, by any means. One of the things that I like to do here is show off some really cool looking things. And how about this one, guys? Look at this thing. This is the car I was talking to you guys about. This is Jeremy Taggart's ride for 2025. That's that new back to a number 11. He's driven for a couple seasons number 58. He's also driven 23 with Jeff Ferguson, his V8 stock at Delaware Speedway. And just for me, what's most striking about this car is the color. I think the color is just phenomenal. And I want to see it. You might not be able to see, but I'll use my mouse and show you right here. Okay, right here. We're going to just stroll in a little bit. You might be able to see it right there. You see that number 11? It's based off of Jack Ingram, his car. And it is a thing of absolute beauty. Absolutely love it. I love that he's doing a throwback. I love that it looks, and honestly, when you get cars like this, I kind of don't even want to see them race because I don't want them to get destroyed. And this thing is just gorgeous. And like I said before, race cars are always something that make me happy. I think they make most people happy, honestly. I think most people, when they see a race car, they go, "Oh my gosh, a race car," right? And it is not the only one that we're going to see this year, because we also got a bit of an indication about some people that have decided to really take their paint schemes, their looks to a new level. And this one's on the junior late model side of things at Peterborough Speedway. Let's take a look at Jacob Vanderbilt's number 70 from last season, and then we're going to take a look at this season. And the reason why we're going to do that is just the contrast in looks year to year. So I'm trying to find the best kind of look that I have. There we go. So this was done by 19 Marketing last October, and this is Jacob Vanderbilt's car then. So very, basic, plain, very good looking ride. And now we're going to take a look at what our good friends at imagedrops.ca and Craig Camrath did. And holy jumping when I say this thing looks, look at this. Look at this car. Isn't that thing beautiful? Fantastic in terms of, this is the thing that I really like to see in racing, is I can read every partner on that car because they're bright. They've also got some backing to them. So it's not just a contrast of white. It's got a white and black, so it's kind of projected at you. And then using the right color scheme in terms of having bright on dark. This is something that I really want people to preach. You can definitely see Jacob's really happy about this this car and how it turned out. But this is something that I want people to know that they have to do. You don't have to go out and buy a big scheme. You don't have to go out and do something, crazy. And I guess we'll break some more paint scheme and scheme news, because literally half an hour ago, 40 minutes ago, Ray Morneau just released their 2025 scheme as well. Look at that. Now, they always have good looking race cars, but why I like this one, this is a play again on their APC ride. Has the same style as the Rhett Jones racing cars that you'll see Kyle Steckley have, the same kind of bottom base to it. So this is their Delaware race car. This is not the APC look for this year. This is their Delaware look. I feel like there's some more open space that we've seen in the past, which is entirely possible. I could be completely off on that, but really good looking cars. Make sure you guys follow. That's shared by Randy, but it's on Ray Morneau Racing on Facebook. So make sure you guys go out there and follow them as well. Vandy Motorsports is who we were just looking at here for Jacob Vandebelt. And then we got another one, really, but it's more of a work in progress, which, I'm all for sharing that as well. It is, it comes to be part of motorsports, is seeing the works in progress. A couple of drivers have said, I can't do this or I can't do that, and that's completely cool. But one person that has started posting what they're doing is Megan Mitchell and MRC Racing, and they just posted this. Very solid. I like it. It's, again, what we're seeing is open space for being able to read your partner list. They've got their little media section here, which I really like as well. And then we've got a very solid, bright logo on the hood. Can read exactly what that says there. Very nice. What I like as well, you've got the M, kind of the same color as the car. Like you've got the McTier water haulage orange, very similar to the orange on the car. So that's the very nice similar look to everything. And you know what? That's what I want to see in our cars. We want to see people that post very open and okay. We will, you know what? I've got permission from Greg Duncan, and I wasn't going to show his stuff, but he has just said to do so. So how about this thing? This is Greg Duncan's street stock for Varney. This one won't allow me to zoom in for whatever reason, but a very, very nice looking number 90 street stock. You've got the cold trickle look to it. I actually prefer seeing that they're keeping their font. I know people like to do the 46 in it with it. We see like McPherson Motorsports does that. They did that for their cold trickle throwbacks. I like that Greg kept his number because 90 is the number that he uses here. So this is when you're going to see Street Stock Division out at Full Throttle Motor Speedway this season. Beautiful start. That is a beautiful car that Greg Duncan has put together for this season, and he's going to be really probably one of the brighter cars on the track. And yeah, I think that this is one of the things that we like to see, is we get to see people that post their cars and the updates to it. I mean, for myself, I get DMs from people, from racers, kind of showing me their cars, and there's going to be a lot of really, really good looking ones this year, guys. Like when I say good looking ones, I'm gonna tell you, actually, there's a couple that I don't even know if it's going to be possible to beat them in terms of, I'll first say the Bandoleros, because I don't know if somebody's going to be able to beat, and we saw it at Motorama. I don't know if I did a feature on them, but both of these cars have been on fire for me, and they have been multiple times, and that's the Shenanigans Motorsports cars. I'll start with Keegan's, because in my love for fresh, I like, this is hot. This car is beautiful. Again, what you do, don't lose the logos in a graphic. Put them around the graphic. I can clearly see what all those say. Well, maybe just a little bit hard to see this one here, and maybe that one. But for the most part, all readable. Even this one here, they've stuck it kind of to the side of the open space. Very, very nice looking car. And it's the same. What I like as well, teammate consistency. Morgan's car, I think it looks really mean with the black on it. And again, same thing. Similar style on the same cars. I just love it so very much. Love them. And again, clear. That's what it's so important. You're representing a brand, and those brands help you to get your car on the track. So having it like this, showing off some really good looking race cars, is what we're going to continue to do. Now, whether or not this time works for people, I'm hoping it will. 8:30 to 9:30 typically, people are home. They're kind of done with what they were doing, work-wise, and they've had dinner. I'm not going to lie. This has been a very tough couple of weeks for the show. The reality is there's not been a ton of viewership while I'm doing the show live. We're focusing on Ontario Motorsports. So to have 10 people, which is great. Anybody listening is a plus. But to have 10 people at one time, it can be tough. I want people to know that this is such an opportunity for me. GeForce TV has been a place that I sought out racing in 2020. I've been rewatching the races back to 2020. I cannot believe I'm on this show, that I have a show that we're getting to talk racing on GeForce TV. I'm committed to making whatever I can to make this show more attractive, make it more interesting, to get people to come and pay attention to it. There's no lie that it's not as attractive as others. But we're going to switch the time, like I said, we're doing the 8:30 to 9:30. The hope is to get more participation for driver intros. And then likelihood is we will start to have to go with interviews. Based off of what we started doing with SNS Live, the likelihood is that when SNS Live goes on its hiatus, the interviews might be coming to this show. So, with that being said, be prepared that there's opportunities to be on the show in that time span. However, the show is only 1 hour. It's not 2 hours like SNS Live, so the likelihood is it won't be more than one or two guests at a time. And then I also would like to know what people want. When we're talking Ontario Motorsports, there's a fine line between having people on here to create a conversation or to create controversy. And we know controversy tends to get more entertaining. It tends to get more people interested. That's not what I'm about. I don't want that to be the case. And no matter what, the end goal here is to just shed a light more on divisions from top to bottom and support any racer that goes out there and does what we love. I'm committed to helping us get past that 20,000 subscriber mark. We're 700 people away on our YouTube channel. GeForce TV can get to 20,000 subscribers this year, especially because they've got some big stuff happening at the Big O this year. Make sure you go out and support them. Go out and support us on social media, but also share. Sharing a lot of the GeForce stuff gets it seen. And there's a lot of people that don't know what's going on. They don't know about the show. We can do this. but we need people to do it. It can't be just the people that are a part of GeForce TV. We really need people to go out there and show the love and support it, share it, because at the end of the day, if you do not have the promotion, you don't have racing, and we need it. On that note, we've done a nice carryover of our schedules, our rosters. We're really just waiting now to start getting more race cars covered, confirmations of who's coming back and who isn't. And then we'll get started with racing on May 3rd. I mean, guys, it is under a month away now. Legitimately, we are under a month until motorsports racing starts. Practices are before that as well. So we are here. We are at the time for motorsports to get going. If you can give us a thumbs up, a like, we'd appreciate it. We'll be back next week, 8:30 to 9:30. If it doesn't work at this time, we might have to look at other changes for the show. And if it still isn't working, we know that the show is not working. So I don't want to go that route, but I want to make sure that we have something to talk about. But if support's not there, makes it really hard to keep going. So let's keep doing it, and make sure you come back tomorrow, because we got Race Rivals Race Chat with Clinton and Adam, 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, all here on GeForce TV. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Have a great night, everybody. Great week. Catch you all next week.